Hello guys, welcome to another video of cloud computing. In this video, we are going to discuss about multi-cloud strategy, how you can use multiple clouds for your organization or for your projects. We will be discussing the multi-cloud architecture, benefits, challenges, and we will compare the multi-cloud strategy with hybrid cloud. We will basically discuss how strategy is different from your hybrid cloud strategy. Let's begin the video. Let me start by giving a brief introduction about multi-cloud strategy. Okay, so this is nothing but using multiple cloud providers to distribute workloads and services. You can, based on your requirement, you can select which cloud provider you want to create for which service. Okay, so suppose you want to do or you want to host app service. For that, you might use Azure, that might be cheaper or something like that. Or for different component or different tool, you can use AWS. Okay, so to use multiple cloud in your workloads or inside your project or inside your organization is nothing but multi-cloud strategy. Okay, why we need to or why we use multi-cloud? These are some of the reasons. You can avoid vendor lock-in. That's it. That is more dependency on some particular cloud provider, so that if something happens, it's very difficult to migrate or send or basically migrate your data to somewhere else or something different or some different cloud provider. Okay, this you get improved redundancy and disaster recovery. With multi-cloud, you can improve redundancy in your project and disaster recovery as well. Because if you are not using single cloud provider, if something happens or that cloud provider is down, your another cloud provider will always be up, so that you can enable disaster recovery and redundancy as well. Okay, you get the flexibility and service selection because you can compare the features, compare the prices, and based on that you can make decision and select your service, like which service you want to use in which cloud. Okay, so this provides the flexibility. That's why we can use multi cloud in our project. Okay, now let's see how to build a successful multi cloud strategy. This is step by step. You can get the requirement on your business needs, like what are the things you need, what are the features you need, or what is the budget. Based on that, you can select the right cloud providers. Okay, so you suppose you want to use Azure, or you think like for this requirement, your Azure cloud provider should be fine. Or for different cloud or for different requirement, AWS will be fine. Then based on your requirement or business need, you can select the right cloud provider. Okay, after that you can set the governance and compliance policy as well, automate and optimize workloads with CI/CD pipelines or infrastructure as code. Okay, this is the multi-cloud architecture. These are some of the components where networking and connectivity between the clouds, so that they should be working fine. If you are using multi-cloud architecture or multi-cloud strategy, you should be making sure that networking and connectivity is enabled between both the clouds or even the multiple clouds. Okay, security and compliance across providers. So you'll have to make sure that your multi-cloud architecture or multi-cloud design is secured and compliant across the providers. You should be enabling centralized monitoring and management for your multi-cloud architecture, so that you can monitor everything or manage everything at one place for all your cloud providers like Azure, Google, and AWS. Now let's see, we discussed the advantages and features what we get in multi-cloud, but let's see some of the challenges. These are some of the common challenges we face when we use the multi-cloud architecture. The first one is complexity. This is very complex and this they requires skilled professionals to manage the environments. Since you are using AWS, Azure, and GCP, you need the people who knows all the clouds. Then only they will be able to manage your multi-cloud deployment or multi-cloud architecture. Okay, this is complex because we need to manage multiple environments in this architecture. Second one is the security risk because you will have more entry points inside your cloud. If you are using multiple cloud providers, you will have to enable multiple security rules or many networking related changes so that this is not much secured, and this will have more entry points inside your cloud architecture. Cost management, difficulty in predicting total cost. If you are using multiple clouds like Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud, this will be quite difficult to check and manage all the cost, like what is the total cost you are getting for your resources. The last one is data transfer. Always you will get the challenges with transferring data from this cloud to that cloud of latency and consistency issues. Sometimes this data transfer might fail because anyway this is machine, right? Or uh, there is a dependency on of this cloud to that, like of Azure to AWS. So in this case, of course, latency will be the issue and also the consistency. Let's discuss the benefits of multi-cloud. These are some of the key advantages. We get the flexibility and choice, pick best-in-class services from each provider. So suppose AWS is offering EC2 instance and they have very good features inside there. Then you can select Amazon for AWS for your EC2 instances. Okay, and you think if app service is provided by Azure is the best, then you can select for your app service requirement. So you get flexibility and choice which you want to select based on your requirement and business needs. High availability. Distribute workloads to avoid single point of failure. Like we already discussed, this distribute workloads in multiple clouds so that even if one cloud is down, your application will be available so that you can achieve high availability using this strategy of multi-cloud. Okay, if some region or some of the region for some particular provider is down, your data will always be available in different region or different region of your different cloud provider. Okay, cost optimization, leverage competitive pricing. So suppose you want to compare the cost for the resource in your cloud provider. You can compare both in AWS and in Azure and select based on the cost as well. Okay, so you get the advantage of this competitive pricing. And the last one is improved disaster recovery. Okay, geo redundant backup options is enabled in this strategy so that whenever something is down or some region failure is there, you can always recover your data so that it improves the disaster recovery as well. Let's now discuss the use cases of multi-cloud strategy. You can use this for data sovereignty, storing data in specific regions for compliance. DevOps pipelines, different clouds for different stages, Azure for dev, AWS for prod. You can even do this if you want to host your dev environment in Azure, and if you want to host your prod environment in AWS, you can do this as well with the DevOps pipeline. So these are some of the flexibility we get in multi-cloud architecture. Okay, cloud bursting, handling peak loads by scaling into secondary cloud providers. So this is also the one of features you can say. You can, if you have some loads by in your application, you can scale this into the secondary cloud providers as well. Okay, let's now compare multi-cloud with hybrid cloud. You can say like hybrid cloud is also similar, right? Let's see the differences. What is the differences between multi-cloud and hybrid cloud? Okay, in case of multi-cloud, multiple public cloud providers okay, in multi-cloud. And this focus on flexibility and avoiding vendor lock-in. Okay, but in case of hybrid cloud, combination of private and public clouds of your organization, focus on security and on-premise integration. In case of multi-cloud, there will be combination of multiple cloud providers like Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, and this generally focuses on flexibility and vendor lock-in. But in case of hybrid cloud, this is more secured, and this is the combination of private cloud and public cloud of your organization. Okay, so if you need more security and you need to store some data in your own premises, you can use the hybrid cloud. But multi-cloud is totally public cloud and multiple cloud providers. Let's now discuss the best practices for multi-cloud strategy. Always standardize security across the clouds. So make sure you are managing the security across all the clouds which you are using. Use centralized management tools for monitoring and management. Monitor cost regularly so that you will have to check like which cloud is occurring. I mean, what are the cost of you are getting in each of the cloud. Implement automation and infrastructure as code. So you can implement automation and infrastructure as code to get all the features provided by multi-cloud strategy. DevOps and cloud is nothing but automating everything, and automation and infrastructure as code is part of that. Okay, let's finally conclude it. Multi-cloud provides flexibility, better disaster recovery, and optimized performance, but comes with its own set of challenges. We discuss benefits, why we need to select multi-cloud, and other things as well. So you can select it based on your requirement. If you need it, if you need multi-cloud strategy, you can select it. Or if you need just the public cloud or hybrid model, you can use that as well. Okay, that's it from this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe my channel. If you have any feedback or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.